Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Michael Glaspie II on the line, who is Director of Investor Relations over at Five Pillars Realty. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So I'm excited to get more into what you're doing over at Five Pillars Realty and how you're helping your clients. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So how did you get started in your career and in business?
Absolutely. So I work primarily in real estate. The Five Pillars Realty Group is a real estate, full-service real estate firm. The way it all started out was I actually spent 11 years in the military, about 8 of them within special operations right here in North Carolina. And around 2014, I actually bought my first rental property. It was one of those accidental real estate investments where I kind of bought it for the purpose to live in, but I actually started renting out some of the rooms to the other single soldiers that were in my unit. And I quickly realized that, I could continue this journey through the military with great sacrifice, of time and energy and things of that nature, or maybe I can find another path, to supplement that income and to supplement the lifestyle. And it ended up being real estate for me. So from there, from 2014, I began to really start to find different ways to invest in real estate. Some of them a little bit more creative than others, right? So some of the subject tos, the deed in lieu of, the wholesales, the live-in flips and things of that nature. And some of them just the standard 20% down purchasing an investment property. Well, over time, I was able to grow a pretty decent portfolio. And then I realized that this is what the veteran community is missing. They're missing the other alternatives to that military lifestyle or that military commitment that many of them feel is that that's their only option. So that kind of inspired me to partner up with my current partner, Shelby Osborne, over at Five Pillars Realty Group, and we started to make an investor-specific real estate group comprised of primarily veterans, which brings us here today.
Wow, what an amazing story. I love it. And so, there's some younger entrepreneurs and or investors that are maybe just getting out of college or they're just getting started and they're thinking about doing some, investing on the side. Kind of those, they may be those accidental investors like you started out. Obviously, you're a long way from there now, but we all learn from the ups, the downs, the sideways, everything in between. What kind of advice would you give to that newbie that's out there really just trying to start out on their first project?
That's a really good one. I would give 2 pieces of advice. One, start now. Everybody here knows the power of compound interest, right? The compound effect. And once you start, it gradually builds up, and before you know it, the momentum kind of takes off like a rocket ship, and you're just on a smooth little ride. Well, that's, smooth may be an oversimplification of it, but nonetheless, start now. The sooner you start, the easier it'll become. And then 2 is you always have to constantly educate yourself. Stay humble because you're going to get beat down plenty of times throughout this business or any business really, but stay humble and continuously educate yourself. Find yourself in more capable groups of individuals. Continue to go to meetups, continue to go to seminars, continue to read books, and you need to be a forever student. That would be my feature.
I love it. It's great advice. Let's switch it up a bit. So you hinted a little bit on what you're doing over at Five Pillars Realty. Let's go a little bit further. Tell me more about the business, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned, it's comprised primarily of veterans. So Shelby was also a veteran here at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. She was actually an agent herself. While I was still investing part-time, she was already a full-time agent. She established dominance in the market, right? She was the rookie of the North Carolinas her first year in, and I had already gathered a pretty solid portfolio myself, just doing it part-time, also active duty. Well, we connected together, and we decided that we both shared the same vision, so let's make this that one-stop shop for any of the veterans out there, or not just veterans, but primarily our original goal and our original drive was to help educate veterans. So we started the business, and immediately we got 2 or 3 more agents, and it's been a crazy ride since then. But what we do primarily is we have partnered with other companies in the area, other third-party companies, such as attorneys, contractors, property managers, insurance providers, and so forth and so on, but to a new level. What has been made kind of popular nowadays in real estate investing is the turnkey company. And I'm going to have little air quotations going on right now, but essentially a company will buy a property that needs some maintenance. They'll do the rehab, then they'll sell it to you at market value, and they'll manage the property. It's kind of a one-stop shop all under one company. And that's been made pretty popular across the nation. What we decided to do was, what we knew the exit strategy is for most of the veterans that we're trying to inspire and educate is, you need to retain that equity. You need to be able to retain your equity and the cash flow. You shouldn't have to give up one or the other. So what we were able to do is we developed a system where we can help you find the home, and then the property manager is going to be a third-party company, and the contractor is going to be a third-party company. So we'll help you get those quotes. We'll help you coordinate the repairs and all that good stuff there. But at the end of the day, when you actually close and own this property, you now retain all the equity that you have in it. And we have lenders who are pretty sophisticated as well that can do some of the more delayed financing strategies, or BRRRR, which has been made very popular by Bigger Pockets for those real estate investors out there. But it just allowed people to come in and basically take a turnkey system, but yet retain all the benefits of it. And so since we've started that, we've helped renovate a little over 60 homes this year, in addition to the other properties that we've closed. But we helped renovate over 60 homes in our local market, so we're helping bringing up the value of the local market a little bit. And I myself, I'm the commercial broker for the team. So we've helped sell maybe 14 different small apartment complexes here in the local area as well. So it's been a very good year this year.
That's awesome. I love it. And it all started with that concept of just trying to provide more value and and really creating, in this case, really, and I won't use the air brackets at turnkey because it truly is one, right?
Yeah,
so it's the real deal. I love it. So what kind of, let's talk about geography in terms of areas you work and types of property. So if somebody's listening to this, they know if they're the right type of investor and or client to potentially reach out to Five Pillars Realty.
Yeah, absolutely. So we found that a lot of our investors are actually out of state. So in some of these markets like California, New York, Austin, Texas, where the cap rate has been compressed so tight and the market is just at an all-time high, they're looking for alternative markets to invest their capital. Maybe build a small portfolio or do some passive investing, whatever the case may be. Well, here in Fayetteville, it's a fairly small to moderately sized town where our cap rates are still going to be at our 8 to 10%, which is pretty flexible. It allows you to gain a little bit of return on your money, which is with a standard purchase. But what we've truly kind of carved a specific niche out in is doing the delayed financing method. And to kind of dive into that a little bit better, it's essentially you buy a house, just say for $40,000, you put $15,000 into it, so you're all in at $55,000. And then the ARV, or the after repair value, is going to be somewhere around $100,000. Now, you go in all cash up front, so for all intents and purposes, you have $55,000 into the property. But 2 to 3 months down the road, you then put a loan on it. And when a lender looks at it in that light, they can do anywhere from a 75% to 80% loan to value, which means that you can get up to $75,000 or $80,000 on your original $55,000 investment. Now, that's an oversimplification, but that's just to kind of summarize it really quickly for the group. So for those who are looking for quick ways to do that delayed financing or the cash out refinancing method, if they're looking to build equity quickly and to build cash flow, this is definitely the market. And as I mentioned before, there are some small opportunities for multifamily as well. I think the largest one that we closed on was a 32 unit, right at $1.3 million. So that's a very affordable price for those who are looking to kind of quickly grow the number of doors that they want to acquire This is the type of market that can support that for sure.
That's awesome. So, Michael, if somebody is listening to this and they do want more information on Five Pillars Realty, what's the best way for them to follow up?
Absolutely. So you can go to our website, fivepillarsrealty.com, or you can also go to the Instagram page at Five Pillars Realty Group, or you can just reach out to me directly on Instagram at michael.s.glaspie.
Perfect. Well, Michael, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the great work you're doing over at Five Pillars Realty. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And Michael, thanks again for coming on the show.